A historic event will take place next year when the first main hof, or temple, of the Ásatrú religion in 1,000 years will be completed. Construction of the temple will begin in March and it will be ready in the late summer of 2016. The new temple will be situated in the beautiful woodlands near the Hangiklettur and Hrafnabjörg cliffs and is designed by architect Magnús Jensson.
Well, we aimed for a very modern design, but with references to old traditions and especially sacred geometry and sacred numbers. There's a number of features which have been transported with those beliefs, especially a belief in large sacred numbers such as the number 432,000, which we can deduct from Grimnismál. So we're using all these things as a reference, and it'll be found in the design. We are for the first time able to conduct ceremonies such as burials and funerals from our own place, and also that we are designing a ritual space which is unique to us, which will be filled with relevant symbolism. And so in a way it'll be a huge change, but also we will be doing our outdoor rituals as before.
Hilmarsson says that the Ásatrú religion speaks just as much to people today as it did 1,000 years ago.
I think the ethical precepts have always been relevant. I mean, you can find the old poems, being mentioned, since they were written down in the 12th century, and we use words and we use phrases and we use concepts which are essential to Ásatrú and are so much part of the national character that the larger part of the population doesn't even realize where they come from. But also what's been happening is that we have gained visibility with our growing membership, and also that we are conducting much more ceremonies such as name givings and marriages, coming of age rites. So when people come together, and usually the largest percentage is not Ásatrúar, they see that our rituals are done with dignity and there is actually a serious spiritual content. So they realize, this is for real.
So perhaps Ásatrú is more like a philosophy rather than a doctrine of religion.
Well, it's certainly not a revealed religion. Like you see in the monotheistic religions such as Judaism, Christianity or Islam. We don't have any rules, hewn in rock, saying, thou shalt and thou shalt not. It's more like a mild code of conduct, which is telling you it would be better if you did this. It's about how to coexist with your neighbor, your family, and the rest of the world. It's teaching you how to be a good guest and a good host. So it's practical advice, but with a lot of good stories.
Okay. The values upheld by the religion are the individual's responsibility for his own words and actions, honesty, tolerance, honor, and respect for the earth and nature are also very important values. Hilmarsson says that the society irritates a small percentage of Ásatrú people in the world who would like to take a different approach.
Well, there's a small percentage of so-called Ásatrúar in the rest of the world who would like to bash you in the head with the Edda poems, and who are trying to build up a very dogmatic approach, which doesn't really fit in with how we read the sources, and certainly not with the Icelandic national character, which is not very good at organized religion.
Now, you are a very well-known composer and musician, as well as being the head of this society. How do you combine the two?
I think when you deal with a worldview and believe in a worldview that is based on harmony, and you work with music on the other hand, these two aspects easily talk to each other and complement each other.
Can we expect concerts at the new temple?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yes. I used to suffer from synesthesia, where the senses were all of intermingling, and it was particularly powerful in my youth when I would actually tune a guitar with using taste, because I knew what E tasted like. So when I was tuning a guitar, I would do it basically with my taste buds. And for me, colors would be associated with certain notes and things like that. So that is probably why I'm so obsessed with film music, because I think film is the ideal of what Wagner called the Gesamtkunstwerk. This unification of all the arts. So in a way, for me, that is the perfect environment to work in, and also because I think I'm sometimes not confident that my work would stand on its own. So it's good to be part of something. I don't feel as a person that I'm very melancholic. I'm rather, I think, easygoing, good-natured, and I like to think of myself as having a good sense of humor. I have no idea what part of me is doing this melancholic thing that usually comes out. I've been really obsessed with sound design as part of the music for a long time, and it probably comes from my early interest in computers and sound manipulation with computers. So I was always obsessed with digitizing sound and changing it and making some weird and wonderful sounds out of metal sheets and all these weird objects. Nothing was holy, from trash cans to automobiles, just using the most unlikely sound sources. It also, it revolves around my obsession with some medieval things, with alchemical music which is based on the music of the spheres that the planets are producing music, and so it's part of my infantilism, basically, to try to construct a sound universe which has an inherent logic and inherent symmetry and harmony. You're born on an island. There's a natural instinct that you want to go out into the world. I made many conscious plans of moving away from Iceland. When I was living in London, after a year and a half, I was dreaming the sea, I was dreaming mountains. I would just go crazy. It became a very physical thing. Then it became obvious to me that I had to be here. My name is Hilmar Örn Hilmarsson. It's been a really strange, wild ride, but it's been fun. Death has a meaning. Their accomplishments make you reflect on your life. Maybe it's a biological defect, I don't know, but it seems that people can find acceptance in the face of death. No, I don't want anything. I already said I don't want anything. Don't come to me with conclusions. Death is the only conclusion. Don't offer me aesthetics. Don't talk to me of morals. Take metaphysics away from here. Don't try to sell me complete systems. They bore me with the breakthroughs of science, of the arts, of modern civilization. What harm did I ever do to the gods? If you got the truth, you can keep it. I am a technician, but technique is limited to the technical sphere, apart from which I am crazy and with every right to be so. With every right to be so. Do you hear? Leave me alone for God's sake. You want me to be married, futile, predictable and taxable. You want me to be the opposite of this, the opposite of anything. If I were someone else, I'd go along with you all. But since I am what I am, lay off. Go to hell without me, or let me go there by myself. Why do we have to go together? Don't grab me by the arm. I don't like my arm being grabbed. I want to be alone. I already told you that I can only be alone. I'm sick of you wanting me to be sociable. Old blue sky, the same one I knew as a child. Perfect and empty, eternal truth. Oh gentle, silent, ancestral Tagus. Tiny truth in which the sky is mirrored. Oh sorrow revisited, Lisbon of bygone days today. You give me nothing, you take nothing from me, you're nothing I feel is me. Leave me in peace, I won't stay long, for I never stay long. And as long as silence and the abyss hold off, I want to be alone.